Good afternoon, friends. It's Steve with Real Progressives. Rant on, baby. Rant on. Today, we're going to talk about Independence Day, but we're not talking about Independence Day in the way that you know and love it. We're talking about Independence Day as an independence from worrying about what other people think, from worrying about their judgment, from worrying about any of the nonsense that blocks you from being able to express exactly how you feel, exactly what's going on in your life, exactly what you have experienced, exactly how you live your life, how you suffer, how you contend with your physical ailments, how you deal with the poverty that is in your life, how you deal with the people in your life, and the way policies affect you in your life. Folks, today is Independence Day of worrying about anyone tone policing you. Today is Independence Day to make sure that you don't lose your sense of outrage, that you don't allow people to dull your voice, to dull your message, so that you don't allow people to try to tell you to cut the anger down, okay? I am not going to sit there and pretend like I'm not angry. Just because I'm white and somebody goes, oh no, another angry white guy, or some other nonsense, I'm not going to sit there and deny the rage that's inside me because it is real. I don't come on a camera to some contrived anger fest. I don't sit there and just blather on because it's fun to do. I'm coming here because I am literally raging for not just myself, but the inequality and inequity around the world and in this country in particular. When you see children in poverty, that should make you angry. If you're able to go break out your quad venti white mocha, wear your pussy hat with pride and smile and hang out and be fun, then you didn't really understand what child poverty really was. You didn't really understand what child poverty really was. If you're okay with people being caged as friggin' animals that are immigrants, whether it happened under Obama, whether it happened under Bush, whether it happened under friggin' Kennedy, I don't care if it happened under Woodrow Wilson. If you're angry about people being put into cages, you have a right to express that anger. And you have a right to say it in a way that pisses people off, that they don't like, that you don't like. You say it, you mean it, get it out of you. Because here's the deal. Nobody understands what another person has been through. Nobody knows what it's like to wake up in the middle of the night and have your tooth break out of your mouth because you ground your teeth at night and then you don't have the money to go get the dentist to fix it. Nobody can tell you how to feel for that. Nobody can tell you how to feel when they tell you you need surgery, but you can't afford to go get surgery. Nobody can tell you to tone down if you're sitting there worried about black people being gunned down in the streets. Nobody can tell you to tone down because you're tired of seeing America bomb the shit out of the world. Nobody can tell you that and have any standing. Today is Independence Day of the bullshit. Okay? I don't want to hear you tell me that, Steve, well, you're turning people off because you're too angry. You know what? There's another channel. I'm sure somebody out there is talking about something milquetoast for you so you can feel good about it. Go listen to Rachel Maddow so you can hear fake outrage. Okay? Go listen to these parasites that don't have any kind of testimony because they never suffered a test. Go listen to them. They're there for you. There's a lot of bullshit out there. If you want bullshit, go find it, man. Be all you can be. Go find your bullshit. As for me, the thing that makes me go to this goddamn camera to express it, I have lived through alcoholism. I have lived through drug addiction. I have lived through layoffs. I have lived through divorce. I have lived through poverty. I've lived through bankruptcy. I've lived through homelessness. I've lived through missing teeth. I have lived through prejudice and bigotry in my own ways. I've lived through a million things, and I come here as a man willing to fight for his children, willing to fight for my own self, and willing to fight for people that I don't even know. And it should make you angry, the situation that our nation is in right now. It should make you angry. And I'm telling you, we had a guy come through on YouTube that kind of spurred this live stream. I was going to go real progressives free today. I was going to literally take the day off. But I said, no, son of a bitch. You're not going to tone me down, motherfucker. You're not going to tone me down. So I sat there and I read this guy's comments. And he kept saying how freaking Ellis Winningham is, he'll listen to Ellis because Ellis is calm, cool, and collected. I sent Ellis the screenshot of this jackass, and Ellis's exact words were, fuck that pussy hat, fuck that latte, fuck that, fuck that, fuck that. And he told me straight up, he goes, there are millions of people that understand the outrage because they are feeling the pain too. They are feeling the pain too. This is a we thing, man. These moments, this isn't some professional deal where we're sitting there in some studio where they got makeup on me, and they did my hair all nice and clean. You see that? We're talking about people that are regular people that vote, that work day in and day out trying to explain what drives them to the finish line. We're talking about people that every single day have to go to work, or better yet, they can't even find a job. They've got student debt on their back and they can't find a job. Or the job they can find only pays a nickel and a dime. It doesn't even cover the costs of living. Okay? Folks, if you're not angry, you're not paying attention. If you're not angry, you're not paying attention. And I'm telling you right now, when you understand the things that we talk about here, the reasons why we get upset, when you understand that we don't have the people in office to talk our language, we got to get them in there. We don't have the people actively, the people like you and I. We don't have enough of us talking about the truth of economics so that we can change what they're doing up there. We don't have enough of you and I to stop wars for oil because we can't get out of our own way to get green energy, because to get green energy, you got to make government investments. To make government investments, that means you can't think the government is broke. If you think the government is broke, then you can't have green investments. Do you get it? Do you get it? If you don't have green investments, then you have wars for oil. If you have wars for oil, then that means that people are living in a state of scarcity. So they're going to make it hard for you. They're going to make it hard for all of us so that they can recruit people for the military machine to stop a federal job guarantee. Okay? To stop that. And then what does that do? That then puts scarcity at the bottom, and it makes us hate our friends down there coming up from Mexico. It makes us despise immigrants. Do you understand the xenophobia is a direct result yet again? It's an end result of freaking neoliberalism. It is not just capitalism. Capitalism in and of itself is not the problem. The problem is unregulated, unmitigated capitalism, which is direct result of us not understanding what we can do and can't do. If you're a business owner and all you want to do is make a living for your families, you're not the man, right? The difference is when you're a multinational global corporation and you're siphoning real resources from every freaking country in America, that is a different story. That is neoliberalism at its finest. Okay? So we got to be careful with the words we use, but we got to be more careful with the fact that we don't dull our rage. When we dull our rage, it makes people think that, well, that guy over there, he's a scary, angry white guy. Well, guess what? There's a lot of scary black people. There's a lot of scary white people. There's a lot of scary fucking Indian people. You name it. We're all angry. And you know what? I feel so bad for minorities because minorities are oftentimes given a harsher judgment when they show anger. When they show anger, oh my God, right? But then they say white people, when they express anger, they're privileged because they're allowed to express anger. Let me tell you, I'm giving you all permission, everyone permission. Show your anger. Let it out. Let it out. I'm not telling you to fight people. I'm not talking to you bitch slapping people. I'm talking about fight for what you believe in. Fight for truth. Fight to save people's lives. Fight for the planet. Fight so that we have health care. Fight so that we don't have a noose around our neck with student loans. Fight, fight, fight. Do not give in. And I'm telling you right now, I realize more and more the fake bullshit, centrist nonsense, the one that tries to tone it down, keep you down, don't get too uppity, don't you dare get uppity. That group of people is not our team. They're not our people. They're not our tribe. They are willing to let us suffer. And then they're there to judge that we be quiet in our suffering. You be quiet. You just stay over there and be a good little boy. And don't you dare yell and scream. Don't you dare be angry. Oh, I can imagine, Sherry, that's my point. Exactly. Try being a woman of color or any woman angry. You're damn right. It's exactly the case. The judgment is thick. There's constantly the scowling tone police ready to tell you, you're too angry. Go to hell, tone police. Everybody at once, go to hell, tone police. If you don't like it, leave. Because here's the deal. Real people are really suffering. Real people are really suffering of all walks of life. And it's the 99%, and I say 99, I mean 99.9% of us who are literally being left behind. We're being used as pawns in a game. We're being used as chattel. We're being used as pieces on a board game. Moving them around, shifting them, keeping them hungry so they'll take whatever scraps you throw at them. And then making you feel lucky that you got the scraps. Making you feel lucky you got the scraps. Now I'm going to tell you something. A lot of people don't understand economics, so when we get angry about economics, they go, is there really any reason to get angry about economics? Well, you tell me, sister and brother. Was it hard to pay the mortgage this month? Do you have enough money in the bank if they lay you off that you can take 6 months off to survive? Do you have enough money in the bank if your kid gets sick to get him surgery? Do you have enough money just floating around if your roof gets a hole in it? How about if your toilet backs up? Do you have enough money to get a plumber out there to freaking plunge your freaking septic tank out? Do you have enough money if you have a problem with your car? If your engine blows, can you get another vehicle? Can you get to and from your job? Can you do anything? Do you understand what the fuck I'm talking about? If you don't have these things, there's a reason to be infuriated. There's a reason to be angry. And it doesn't get done with self-congratulatory lattes at Starbucks. It doesn't get done with your microbrews from some wealthy little posh, edgy club. No, we're talking about the Schlitz malt liquor bull revolution here. We're talking about freaking Grolsch. No. We're talking about Natty Boh kind of revolution. We're talking about Iron City kind of revolution. We're talking about we the people revolution. And we're not talking about running out in the streets with a bunch of guns. We're talking about using our minds. We're talking about occupying town halls. We're talking about occupying your local media. We're talking about occupying your state houses. We're talking about occupying a congressman's office. We're talking about going door to door, knocking, introducing people to economic truth. We're talking about picking up the phone and phone banking. We're talking about joining forces together and starting home groups to talk about how to impact your local communities. We're talking about really taking this rage and making it productive. We're talking about doing something with it. Not just angry and punching the wall. We're talking about firing people up and making sure they understand that there is a reason that you sat and watched these dumb live streams. It's to get you going. It's because you know that somebody else is feeling the same pain, the same anger, the same outrage that you are. And they're sitting there verbalizing it and articulating it so that you understand you're not alone. You're not alone. We are all feeling it. Anybody that says something about my anger, I immediately will write off going forward. I won't pay one lick of attention to them ever again. Because I don't value that feedback. Because it tells me that they don't get it. And that means that they are literally an impediment to the suffering of millions. They are an impediment to the suffering of the poor. The poor. Think about it. I don't have enough food to eat, sir, but I hope my tone isn't too bad. I really would like a piece of bread, sir. I really don't want you to be offended by my tone. I just don't want you to be offended by my tone. Please don't withhold bread from me. Sir, can you spare a quarter, please? So sick of people. So sick of the tone police. So sick of people that tell me to shut up. Oh, Steve, you're too angry. I swear to God. I have literally been homeless before. I have literally sat there with grass 6 feet tall because I couldn't afford to get my own lawn cut. I was burning trash because I couldn't afford a trash service. I was coasting through parking lots because I didn't have reverse in my car. I can't go get the dental appointment because my teeth are falling out of my mouth and the cost is in the thousands. And I am on the good side of this stuff, folks. I'm employed. I'm well educated. Imagine being the guy or gal that doesn't have a good education, doesn't have a kick-ass job, doesn't have a splendid family to bail them out when shit gets deep. Imagine being that guy or gal. White, black, green, gray, doesn't make a bit of difference. Imagine trying to divide the 99% up because they're not a Democrat or because they're not a Green. The 99% is a powerful unit. And if we express our rage the way it's supposed to be done, then all of us win. Not just Democrats, not just Greens, not just independents, not just your favorite socialist. Human beings win. Do you understand me? Do you understand me? I am dead serious when I say this. I sat there in a Walmart the other day. Now, mind you, in our area, we don't have a lot of local anything anymore. Walmart has pushed it all out. You get Walmart or you get nothing. And I'm telling you, I'm listening to people. And they're sitting there scowling at each other for having food stamps. They're scowling at each other for, and they're both poor. Neither one of them have a pot to piss in. Neither one of them have a pot to piss in, but they're sitting there beating each other up. Why is that? Because they've been trained to believe that they're taking from you to give to them. They've been trained to believe that they're taking from these people to give to these people. That's not how it works. It's not how it works. And when you understand why we get so fucking hell-bent on MMT, you understand that when I see a young Hispanic guy walk in there, into a store, and he's getting scowled at by a dude with his red, white, and blue shirt on. And I realize fundamentally it's because the dude with the red, white, and blue shirt on is poor too. And he sees the other guy who's poor as competition. And now all of a sudden, they're going to chew each other up and spit each other out. Why? It doesn't have to be that way. We don't have to hate people, because if we understand there is more than enough to go around, because there is no supply. Bottom line is, we have the ability right now to take care of everyone. We have the ability to give everyone that wants a job now. Why the hell is there unemployment right now? Why is anybody doing without? Why is anyone having to hang themselves because they can't afford their student loans? Why is anyone having to kill themselves because they can't find work? Meaningful work. Why is anyone seriously sizing up the rafters in their basement to try and find an early exit off this rock? Because of false scarcity. Now, if you're not angry about that, you haven't been paying attention. If you don't understand about this stuff, then you really haven't got a place to judge. And woe to those who do presume to judge that don't understand the anger. Because you are the problem. Let me say it again slowly. If you are the one tone policing people, if you're the one telling people to tone it down, you are the fucking problem. How's that? You are the problem. Period. And I won't tolerate another tone policer again. Going forward, I'm going to be particularly brutal with tone police. I'm going to eviscerate them. I'm not going to just like pat them on the head and live to fight another day. I'm going to make that right there the hill to die on. And I'm going after them like stink on shit. Because I am tired of them. Tired of them dulling the suffering of other people. Trying to tell people to suffer quietly. I am done. They are the hill I'm going to die on. I don't care if it's Republican, I don't care if it's Democrat, and I don't care if it's Green. You let one of the Greens come and tell me you're too angry. They're the hill I'm going to die on that day. You let a Democrat tell me that I'm too angry. They're the hill I'm going to die on that day. You let a Republican come in, I'll probably blow them off because they're not my tribe. But I will definitely tell them, hey, dude, people are legitimately suffering right now. I am so sick to death of the tone police. It's time for us to free ourselves, to declare our independence from those who don't suffer, who don't understand suffer, and have never struggled a day in their life, who feel it's appropriate to tell people how to talk, how to be. And you know, think about this. When the Black Lives Matter folks went up there and grabbed the microphone from Bernie, and they grabbed the microphone from Hillary, and they broke into their different places, and they held signs up about Hillary, and they talked about Hillary, and there was a group, the tone police, man, the law and order group coming in there. You need to tone it down. Then you got the law and order group telling the Colin Kaepernicks of the world, hey guys, stand up. Stop that. You're being too disruptive. The tone police, whether they be left-wing tone police or right-wing tone police, are a disgusting, vile impediment to progress. They are a disgusting, vile impediment to progress. And I'm telling you right now, my friends, the reason why people placate to the tone police is because the people that are angry are not organized. They are not fighting for truth. They are just raging and bouncing off the walls. So I'm here to tell you, keep your rage in check by making it organized. Doing something in a methodical way, making shit happen step by step, unifying, organizing, making shit happen. Because right now, the biggest problem we've got as a unit, as a movement, quite frankly, is the fact that we are not organized. We're not organized. Bullies with badges are definitely never okay. You're goddamn right. It is very important that we take this rage and we bottle it and we put it into a cone and point it towards our oppressors. That we point it towards the people that are making these bullshits. Think about how many news outlets out there sit there and say, well, how is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez going to pay for her programs? We need to funnel that point and fire like a friggin' howitzer. Because the truth is, we know every time government spends its congressional appropriations, they didn't need tax dollars to do that. And every time they tax, they kill dollars. They delete them. That's how it works. The faucet pouring in is Congress spending. The drain taking out is taxes at the federal level. So when we hear these people trying to play with our very existence, our lives, this is serious. Our lives. Do you realize how many heart attacks come from having rotten teeth? Seriously. And if you can't afford to get your teeth fixed, the government hasn't spent enough money into the economy. The truth is we should have dental care for all, as part of health care for all. We should not be dealing with these damn tone police. Hello, Ajamu, buddy. How are you, sir? I am telling you right now, we have got to get real in our rage, real in our outrage, real. But we've got to be focused. It can't just be bouncing everywhere. It's got to be straightforward, straight to the prize. Because us, a 99% collected together in one voice, fighting for the people, could never be defeated. For real. I don't care what rigging of the elections you've got. I don't care any of that. The Russians can come do whatever. It doesn't make a bit of difference. All of us showing up, making shit happen in the streets. I'm not even talking about voting, folks. I'm talking about showing up at your town hall. I'm talking about showing up at your local media. I'm talking about showing up at all these different events. Standing outside. Can you imagine standing outside the NHL Stanley Cup Finals or the NBA Finals or the NFL Super Bowl or whatever and holding a sign saying MMT or, hey, spend on the 99% or, hey, we want a new deal now? We could have plenty. We sat there in the parking lots. Who cares, man? You can watch the game on TV. Get thrown out. Freaking show your sign. Be there, ready. Talk to people. Embrace them. Go to your local library. Go to your local coffee shop. Ask if you can do a presentation. Talk to them. Find a way to get the word out. Go door knocking. Anything, man. Get trifold brochures. Hand them out. Do whatever you've got to do, but do it. The only time anger is useless is when it's turned to violence in a wanton fashion. But right now, if you're not angry, you're not paying attention. And I'm here to tell you, that's our pox on this movement. We're angry and we don't do things, or we're not angry and we sit back and think somebody else will do it for us. We can do this. It's in our hands, literally. It's literally in our hands. So on this Independence Day, rather than focusing on all the negativity that we have for the last 200 plus whatever, focus instead on freeing your mind from the tone police. Focus on freeing your mind from the expectations of the people that don't know suffering. Focus on eliminating their influence from your mind. And start asking yourself, how can I direct the rage I feel in a organized fashion that will deliver maximum impact in a peaceful yet absolutely steadfast way? You think about that for a minute, my friends. I'm going to be thinking about it. Real Progressives is going to be activating on this. Our team is going to be putting things together because I can't suffer in silence any longer. Will you join us? Help us. Because I'm tired of shotgun scatter, everybody everywhere. Focus. You can be a Green. You can be a Dem. You can be a freaking Movement for a People's Party. You can be a PIP. You can be a socialist alternative. You can be whatever. But come here ready to learn economics and come here ready to take on the oligarchs and the plutocrats and make them serve our needs. I'm Steve Grumbine with Real Progressives, hoping you all have a wonderful day. Jeffrey Ginter will be on tonight at 8 p.m. Take a listen. He's an awesome dude. You'll love him. In the meantime, hashtag LearnMMT. Please, if you're not a patron of Real Progressives, please sign up on a monthly if you can. If not, go to our PayPal, do them weekly, whatever. We need help because the things we want to do require funds. Have a great day, everybody. I'm out.